When I was 12, my family moved into an old Victorian house just outside of Austin. The house had a history. You could feel it in the air, heavy like a storm waiting to break. My mother adored it, calling it full of character. My father? He just loved the cheap price. From the very first night, something felt wrong. The shadows in the hallway always seemed darker than the rest of the house. The air smelled like damp wood and something faintly metallic, like rust or blood. I dismissed it as my overactive imagination. But then the nightmares started. Every night, I would dream of a tall, thin man standing in the hallway outside my bedroom door. His face was featureless, smooth like polished stone. He never moved, never spoke, just stood there, his head tilted as if he were watching me. One night, I woke up suddenly, my throat dry. I needed water. I got up, careful not to wake my younger brother sleeping in the next room, and tiptoed toward the kitchen. The hallway stretched in front of me, eerily silent. But as I stepped forward, my stomach dropped. The man was there. Not a dream, not a shadow, he was real. Tall, thin, and standing perfectly still in the hallway. I couldn't move. My body refused to obey me. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. His head tilted, just like in my nightmares, and though he had no eyes, I knew he was looking at me. Then he moved. Not by walking. He simply shifted, as if the air itself carried him closer. The hallway lights flickered, and suddenly, he was gone. I ran back to my room, heart pounding. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, I told my parents, but they brushed it off as sleep paralysis. Years later, after we had moved out, my younger brother and I were reminiscing about that house. I jokingly brought up my childhood nightmares. His face turned pale. "You mean the man in the hallway?" he whispered. "I still don't know what he was, but I know this. He was real."